The question is it okay to use someone else's leather patterns? All right, Scott, Cowboy Leather and Shoe Repair. The question is it okay to use another leather crafter's patterns? It depends. I only know of one leather crafter that at the bottom of his when he talks sells his patterns, he has that you're allowed to only make a certain amount of them or per year or something like that to sell them. But other than that, when you can go out, for instance, you can go to Tandy, you can buy pattern packs, you can go to excuse me, just about anybody. They'll sell you their pattern packs or patterns, or they'll even sell you the craft package for, we'll say, a holster. They're selling it to you. So if you buy that, use it, they're not worried about it. When I first started into leather work, the guy that was mentoring me, I asked him that question because I said, look, I don't want to copy your stuff. And I probably, I talked to him a lot. He showed me a lot of stuff on how to make stuff. And I made the comment one day, and he said, look, he said, how long has leather been around? I said, well, since Adam and Eve. He said, exactly. He said, there is nothing out there that has been made out of leather that hasn't been made over the years. We're all copying one another to a certain extent. Now, if I buy, we'll say I go to Tandy and I buy a holster kit. I take it, I put it together, or before I put it together, I make a pattern out of it. Well, Tandy will sell you all the patterns you want. And let's just use Al Stolman, for instance. He was, I'd say, like the godfather of saddle making, anything leathercraft wise. He'd give you diagrams, show you tooling patterns. He's had books out. Well, now Tandy sells those. So if they were worried about copyright infringements, they wouldn't sell them. If you see me make something, I tell you it's this dimension by this dimension, and you want to make it, hey, I don't care. Because if you take the basic shape and you hand stitch it, or I put a certain tooling pattern on it, and you take it, make it, you tool it. Let's just say I use basket weave pattern on it, and you go, I don't want to do basket weave. I'm going to put the geometric pattern on it or something. You're making it your own. And I see people that they'll get on and they've got the, on their computers, they got the programs for, Adobe Illustrator or whatever they call it, and they'll draw up pattern for a handbag. Somebody else has already made that. They've just refined it. They've just if I make, let's again, excuse me here. If I make a handbag and I put buckles on it for a closure, someone else makes that same bag. They put snaps on it. If I use brass snaps, they use copper. We're taking and we're adding our own twist to it. But at the end of the day, I've copied something from somebody else. Somebody else has copied it from somebody else. It's just, we've all copied something from somebody and taken and changed it up. So, again, people are selling their patterns. So I would say that they're not worried about copyright infringements or whatever. Now, if you start dealing with some of the big companies and, you buy one of their holsters, for instance, and you cut it down and open it up and you copy it, they might have an issue with it. Even though you've taken their holster and you've made it better and improved it, they may have an issue. But just your average, everyday, run-of-the-mill leather worker like myself, I don't care if you use my patterns. I don't care if you watch, listen, whatever. If I didn't want anybody else to know about it, I wouldn't show it on a video. There's no secrets. Back years ago, yeah, there may have been. Some of these older leather crafters didn't want to help people. But it's gotten better. We all show one another by making this video. If I make a video and I show you step by step how to make a purse, a wallet, or whatever, or Maker's Leather Supply shows you how to make a purse or whatever, a wallet, he turns around, he'll sell you the templates or the whatever to build it. So we're making money by making that product, selling it, and we're putting the pattern pack out there for you to make it, sell it, and make some money on it. Because you can copy it, but it's never actually ever duplicated. Sometimes somebody's showing you how to do it. They may skip a step that, it's specific to them. So, I'll say, no, it's not it's not bad. Again, as a leather crafter, if I didn't want somebody to copy my stuff, I wouldn't show you how to do it. I think I would say that Maker's Leather Supply, they wouldn't show you how to do it. Any of these other leather crafters, they won't show you. They won't sell you pattern packs. DG Saddlery, he probably makes a pretty good dollar on selling his pattern packs. He'll make it. He'll show you how he does it. Sell you the pattern pack with the tooling diagrams in it. But will you get, if you use his tooling diagram, your tooling and his tooling are two different, I'm not going to say ways or designs, but you can't copy his tooling. He gives you the pattern, But when you cut it and then you tool it, you could take yours and set it next to his, and there's two different uh, tooling techniques, if you will. So no, I wouldn't worry about it. If you can make it, sell it, it's your own. That's another thing, people, I hear a lot of people say, oh, I make stuff and I can't sell it. I started out back when I, started out doing leather crafting. I made holsters for a while. I put them on eBay. I started selling them. I still sell stuff on eBay. I think I do pretty good. In fact, it's kind of fun to see where when I sell stuff where it's going. I've sold to pretty much every state in the United States. I've sold into Canada. I've sold to Germany, England, Australia, places that you wouldn't think. I've sold made up Civil War reenactment pieces. I've sold them to England, France, Germany. It's amazing where your stuff goes. And I believe I've had, I didn't pay attention to it at the time, but when I went back and I was looking for something, I found a shipping slip, and the place that I shipped it, they bought four. There were Civil War items. Well, it was a movie prop company. So someplace out there, somebody's either going to make a movie or made a movie with them three items. Makes me happy. You never can tell. So, if you want to sell your stuff and you're just starting out, hit craft fairs. Put your stuff on eBay. Just don't, don't fret if you don't sell it right away. It takes a little time. Once you get your name out there, people see what you've made, see your maker's mark. You'd be surprised how fast your sales will go up. The hardest part is getting your product out there. Takes time. They say Rome wasn't built in one day. But, and don't feel rejected. If you get into this is not, it's not an easy market, because we're competing against stuff coming out of, from foreign stuff. You have to prove to your customer that your stuff is better than what they're getting. I've had people come in with horse tack, that is broken. I look at it, and it was made in a foreign country. And I've just commented, I said, stuff gets wet. I said, it falls apart. Oh, it looks pretty. It's got a lot of bling on it. I said, go over there on the wall and pull down one of them bridles or whatever the case may be. I said, look at that compared to what you've got here. And in most cases, when they walk out the door, they're walking out the door with something that I made. So, like I say, we've got a rough road to hoe here to get people to switch back to stuff made by hand here in the United States. But it can be done. As leather crafters, we all have to stick together, price our stuff accordingly. I saw a thing the other day. It was some leather crafter. He said if stores can get $25 for a 24 pack of beer, he don't feel bad. And it's you buy it, drink it, it's gone within 24 hours. People will pay to do that. He said, I don't feel bad charging what I do for my leather products. He's because it'll last a whole lot longer than that 12 pack or 24 pack of beer. Which in a way it kind of makes a little bit of sense, I've run across flea markets, or yard sales. I've run across holsters that were made back in 1923, 1924. Yeah, they were a little green, had a little mold on them, but I took them, brought them in, cleaned them up, and they give them a little oil on them, and they looked almost like brand new. So, leather's been around for a long, long time, and I don't believe it's going to go anywhere anytime soon. So if we can make it, as long as they got leather out there, as leather crafters, we can make stuff out of it. We can make a little bit of money, hold our heads up proud that we made that. And to me, if I see something that somebody's, bought from me, and I see them using it or wearing it, I had a gentleman come in the other day. He said, I bought this belt from you, he said, 8 years ago. He said, it might have stretched one hole. He said, but it still looks as good as the day you made it. What made me happy, proud, that I made something, the man's still using it, and he appreciates it. And this week, I sold 4 belts because people are tired of going to the store and buying that foreign-made stuff, and it tear up within 2-3 months. So, and I like a good solid leather belt. I made myself a wallet here not too long ago, because my other one it still had a little age to it. It looked a little worn around the edges, but it was still good, still serviceable, held my money. So, don't sell yourself short on your pricing. Don't worry about, copying somebody else's stuff. And, if you price your stuff right, you do a good job on it. Don't overthink it. Don't, over-engineer it. And everything will be good. So, I'm going to get out of here. Hope everybody has a good weekend. Hope everybody stays safe. And we will see you next week. Cowboys out. Bye.